Australians love a drink. It's part of our culture and our identity. But for 1 million of us, alcohol will become a problem. For a drink, people will risk their jobs, their homes, their families, and their lives. Some alcoholics will lose everything before they stop drinking. And when that happens, they need this man. Brian Cox was a hopeless drunk.
I've drank aftershave, drank methylated spirits. People hated me everywhere. They called me a scumbag, an arsehole, a no-hoper, a bum. Keep away from me, you dog. Mate, I copped it all.
Yet he got sober and is now a man on a mission.
47 years of age, mate, you're killing yourself with piss.
For 20 years, he's been fighting to get people from this...
I'm pausing myself.
I've lost my wife, kids.
...to this.
Stevie Wonder there. They're experiences that I get when I got off the piss.
But with no professional staff, no government funding and few beds, how does it work?
I'm just a drunk helping another drunk. I wouldn't be pissed only for Cox. He thinks he knows everything. He's trying to run the show. Well, I am.
Brian Cox's rehab service is like no other. There's no doctors, no nurses, and zero state or federal funding. Just Coxie, who's worked day and night to help fellow drunks since, by some kind of miracle, he got sober.
I don't forget how sick I was. And I'm shit frightened of ever drinking again, you know. I'd wake up in the morning as crook as a dog, shaking and shivering and looking in the mirror. Couldn't even shave because you're shaking. You just cut yourself to smithereens, you know. I used to piss myself, crap myself, unshaven, stink, smell. I was disgusting. I've gone to where I've gone. I've done all the institutions, the straitjackets, the padded cells, the violence, the anger, the jails, the lockups, the bashings, the smashing. I've done all that. Now I'm not doing it and I'm 20 years sober. Do you reckon I'm an expert? I think I am. You want help, I'll tell you how to get it, but you've got to listen to me and you've got to participate. You've got to do it.
His last chance saloon is for people who've exhausted other treatment options, and the phone never stops ringing.
Put as much work into staying sober as you did drinking.
Drinking.
I mean,
I know these. Every fucking motherfucker is on my case about, oh, do this, do that, do this. I'm doing everything I can.
Around the corner is the rehab house that Coxie runs. The motley crew changes constantly as people relapse or recover.
this is Dean. He's been here for, how long?
12 months, I think.
12 months, over 12 months.
16 months.
16 months.
At any one time, there are 5 residents in the 4-bedroom house, all at different stages of their recovery.
But basically, you know, I started drinking when I was 11, 12. I was blackout drinking by the time I was 15, 16.
Alcohol is the greatest remover of them all, you know. It can remove and take away everything that you love.
I thought alcohol used to wash away my problems, but all it did was irrigate them, you know.
Out back is the man with the most sobriety, Bungalow Bill. He's lived in the garden shed for 12 months and hasn't had a drink since he moved in.
Good to be sober, isn't it?
It's very good to be sober.
Hey,
about it.
listen, you fellas, this grass needs cutting.
Well, how are we going to do it with a pair of scissors?
Do you want to lose that?
I've lost
Bit of mowing, mate, a bit of mowing.
Mick is Coxie's right-hand man. 7 months ago, he was released from prison, and his girlfriend wouldn't take him back, so he ended up at Coxie's.
I was a dangerous person with drinking me. I didn't start drinking until 19, but I was knocking around with guys at 5, 6 years older than me, doing bus burglaries and things.
Mick funds his drinking and gambling by stealing from supermarkets.
Mostly it's always razor blades, which you get 5 or 6 for them, and they're $32 each, so imagine that.
Listen, Mick, before you go any further, if I write an order out now in case you relapse, will you get me, mate?
Most certainly.
It's expensive.
You're on the list. This is the bathroom. It's always kept clean. I'm responsible for that.
Mick is doing well since Coxie made him his lieutenant in the house, but the risk of relapse is ever present. There's only 10 days to his first family Christmas in years, so the pressure's on to keep off the grog.
My stepdaughter, she's a person very, very definite in not me having a drink. Don't care if he had one can, he's not to come here or anything like that. And yeah, I'm invited to the Christmas dinner, and that's fine. Now, the very next day is my birthday. Really looking forward to the races at Caulfield. And as Raylene said, that doesn't mean you're going to have a drink. I said, irrespective of my birthday. I said, I know that.
Okay, 32 years. And he said, you get in.
The risk of relapse is no joke. Alcoholism kills alcoholics.
I was driving down the road here. Bill rings me up out the back. He said, you better come home. I said, why? I'm busy. He said, I think Iggy's dead. I said, oh, stuff it. So I had to turn around, come back here and walked in that room there and he's as dead as a maggot. You know? That's the piss. He's another one that kept relapsing, and like you, relapse. Oh, I won't do it again. Relapse, won't do it again. Relapse, won't do it again.
Just punched on with my next door neighbour. So I threw 14 bottles at his front door, Slade's bottles, smashed them. I don't know why I was doing it. I was in a blackout. And I couldn't remember the next day. I didn't know what I'd done. My first child, he was only 1. I scared the shit out of him, probably. He probably remembers that. He's 17 now.
Grant's lived here for 9 months and has clocked up 28 days since his last relapse.
Just got to keep your thoughts right. You hang around people that don't drink. That's how simple it is. If you do that, you've got a chance.
How you going, guys? If you smoke, you choke.
Grant and the others have to follow Coxey's formula for staying sober. Don't pick up the first drink, keep busy, and most importantly of all, get to regular meetings of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Come on, Alan, hurry up. You're late. If the pub opens at 8 o'clock, you'd be at 7:30.
AA started in the US in 1935. It's an informal fellowship which has an estimated 2 million members worldwide.
And where do you come from? Good evening all. My name's Coxey and I'm an alcoholic, and I'm sober today, and I'm sober today because of Alcoholics Anonymous. I've drank aftershave, drank methylated spirits. I tackled a bottle of ammonia in my last blackout, and that took me breath, and I ended up in pants for 19 days in intensive care and in a psych ward for fucking three months in a straitjacket and padded cell, getting jabbed with Largactrol. So I know a bloke in here tonight that's had the same sort of treatment. So, you know, that's what alcoholism done to me, and it'll do it to anyone in this room if you continue to drink. Believe you, me. I've had 9 people that come into this meeting this year, 9 people, females and males. They're all dead. They're all dead.
At meetings, alcoholics talk about what drinking did to their lives and personalities, and their experience of following the AA program of recovery, the now famous 12 steps.
Yeah, my name's Vic. I'm an alcoholic, but I haven't had a drink today. I become a kleptomaniac. I go out thieving. That's what it does to me. It was at the county court, and he said, stand up, Mr. Jones. He said, I've been on this bench for 27 years. You haven't changed one bit. He said, 6 months. But it's all up to me now to try and get on with my life. Christmas Day, my stepdaughter, she will not let me in the place with a drink, but I am invited.
While Mick's counting down the days to Christmas, Grant uses the meeting to remind himself where he's come from.
Well, I started drinking when I was 11. I used to be a paperboy in a pub. That's 34 years ago. Blokes used to line up pots for me, and you know, I thought it was pretty cool. Little did I know that was going to lead me to where it led me to. You know. I remind myself every day that I'm an alcoholic, and if I pick up a drink, I could end up anywhere, doing anything. You know.
Kath is Coxey's partner. AA works for her by alleviating the emotional triggers which led to a drink.
I can walk in a foul mood or a grumpy mood and walk out and I feel like the weight's lifted off my shoulders.
A former high-flying executive assistant in New York, her drinking lost her everything, and she ended up back in Melbourne with no prospects. And having arrived at the rehab as a patient, she and Coxie have found love.
Do you know, I had this burning desire right through the meeting to go, he's not the Messiah, he's just a very naughty boy.
Who is?
You.
What happened, a naughty
I
boy?
just had this urge to say it from the life of Brian.
Just a few days later, and Coxie's called to the rehab house. Grant's in trouble.
You there, Grant? Thanks for leaving the door open. All right?
He drank last night.
Now, the way you're going and you're losing weight, you might die here if you keep doing what you're doing. I'm telling you the hardcore fucking facts. You fuck around with this stuff, it'll kill you. Don't work, don't go near your family, keep away from your girlfriend. They're all toxic. So I'm not knocking you for relapse because it is a relapsing disease. And don't feel bad about yourself. I care about you, the boys care about you.
Just had enough.
Hey? You've had enough?
I don't feel like it.
No, of course you don't. You're a good bloke. You know, you're trying your hardest, and this is the best we can offer. We can't do any better than this. You start to look real good, feel good, and then you think, perhaps I can have another little sneaky drink. Coxie won't know about it. The boys in the house won't know about it. We'll know about it when you fucking turn up a day later. Got the DTs, isn't he? You're getting to the dangerous levels of drinking now. You've got to grab hold of this 12-step program with both hands and hang on tight. Because you're playing for fucking high stakes, mate. You're playing for your life now, eh?
The delirium tremens can kill, and Grant needs urgent medical attention.
You've had this problem for many, many years, I think, haven't you?
Dr. Ken Bowes is the local GP. He's worked with Coxie for 15 years and has treated hundreds of rehab residents for the DTs.
When I was speaking to you about 6 weeks ago, I think it was cask wine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How much were you drinking?
Oh, back then?
3 or 4 litres a day? Or?
No, 4 to 8.
Litres?
Yeah.
When did the DT start?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Can you describe them at all to me?
Just my whole body shaking inside.
Were you hallucinating at all? Were you seeing things? Or?
Just sweating and...
Sweating a lot, yeah.
Shots of pain and me...
A lot of muscle pain?
Yeah, my hands and me...
No vomiting, diarrhea or anything?
Yeah, I vomited
like
this morning.
Right.
Yeah.
OK, well, look, I think the essential thing is to get you through these DTs. We'll put you on thiamine and Valium. We'll give you the...
Vitamin B shots help to prevent one of the worst impacts of heavy drinking, serious and irreversible mental impairment, the wet brain syndrome.
Just put your finger on that for a moment. That stung a bit, I'm sorry. No, I look upon it as, you know, as a significant disease and possibly, you know, you're born with the... almost certainly born with a tendency to alcoholism, like gambling or anything else, yeah.
Studies show alcoholism seems to have a genetic component. By the time he was barely out of his teens, Coxie's son Darren has also gone down the road to being a drunk.
I do remember one time when he was out the front of our house. Mum wouldn't let him in the house, so he decided he'd smash all the windows out the front. I was on my push bike and he seen me and he said, "Come here." I told him to go and get effed and I rode off. I seen a couple of police up the road and I went and grabbed them and told them to go back and arrest him, you know.